People at the industry, we can say part of them are the colleagues that I talk about. You know, some people see these people as competitors. They see them as a threat in the industry. Now, the government aspect is another part. We need to look at. In the industry, who are those that still disturb you? Who are those that still bring you a challenge or a threat? You talk about the government. The money they bring in for you in terms of tax, in terms of advertisement, and all of that. It's sometimes outrageous. And now, what do we have to do? We need to renegotiate. The government will renegotiate with them. If they bring an outrageous bill, talk to them. This is what it is. This is how it can be. Now let's do it like this. And most time they understand. We are all human.
Okay, here with me today is Eke Abdurrahman, one of the biggest CEO in Ilorin, the founder of POP, Place of Pleasure, and also the founder of Casmo. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Very well. How are you too?
I'm doing good also. It's nice meeting you.
It's my pleasure.
Actually, I often pass this way a lot, and I used to see this big restaurant. But I never knew I would be able to meet the founder of the restaurant. So I'm glad I met you today.
It's my pleasure.
Can you please tell us the story behind how you start this business? I know a lot of people out there are curious to know how you start this business, the story behind it. Can you please tell us?
Of course, I'll just give you a brief to not waste most of our time. And the business started 2020 October, and it was established at a former branch at GRA beside Viva Suit. And we got here 2021, December 2021. That was when we moved down to this place. Since we have all businesses here, do you understand?
You
So we
moved
can,
from Giant.
yes, down to this place. So we can just have the mall here at the same time we can have the restaurant here. And yes, what inspired the business is the fact that I feel people have been complaining that Ilorin is underdeveloped in terms of places to visit, to hang out, places to have fun, things like that. So I just felt like, okay, since I'm able to gather a bit of the fund, let me just try and invest in that aspect. And I did mine a bit differently. I do not just do it as the usual restaurant people go to. You go in, then you have to queue, then get your food and sit. In my own case, you can do something else aside from sitting down to buy your meal. We have different photo galleries where you can have your photo shoots. We have a picnic arena, we have a cinema, we have gaming sections. You can play tennis, you can play Scrabble, you can play all those kind of things. And then we have the video game aspect too, where you can play all these PES, football, and you understand. So that makes it different from all other restaurants or some other restaurant that people are conversant with. Do you understand? And of course, alhamdulillah, it has been well. I can't say it has been well ever since it has been established because it's possible, life is all about going up and going down. So there are sometimes you make sales that would amaze you, and there are sometimes you make down sales that will surprise you as well. So it's in both ways. But of course, ever since it has been established, I've been thanking God more than me feeling, bad about the whole situation. So basically, that is just how it
Your
starts.
story about
Yeah, exactly. The POP itself.
Can you tell us about your background?
Yes, I came from a family of 13. I'm the sixth.
Family of 13.
Exactly. And I'm the sixth. So I'm from Ilorin here, Pakata to side.
Central of Ilorin.
Abi. So what else about the background? I still have my mom and my dad. They're still alive. And my dad is a retired immigration, while my mother is a businesswoman. So probably I derive the business ideas and everything from her, the traits.
Your mom.
Yeah, I think so. We can say that. All right. So I think that's all about the background aspect.
How do you come up with the name P? Place of Pleasure. What is
Place of pleasure. It just came to my head, sometimes when you are destined to be something, you may not have to sit and overthink. Sometimes they will just bring it. It just came like place of pleasure. Pleasure means where you derive fun. Pleasure means where you derive probably happiness. Pleasure means where you can, a place or a moment where you really enjoy, and probably a moment where you want to stay long at. That's when you say you're deriving pleasure from this person or from this thing or from this environment. Do you understand? So basically, that is what pleasure is. And meanwhile, if you look at the combination of what we have here, then we can call this place a place of pleasure. Because you come in, you place an order, you take pictures, you can come with your family, then you can play games, you can watch movies and things like that. You get to meet people. You can take pictures here and there. So majorly we can call this place a place of pleasure. So basically,
Building a business in Nigeria is not an easy thing in this Nigeria. So, what are the challenges that you have encountered, and how have you overcome those challenges?
there's a challenge I'm encountering presently that I'm yet to overcome. And it was a big challenge that it could have led to, there are sometimes when you run business, the bigger your business, the bigger your head when your problem comes in. Sometimes you face some problem in your business and you feel like you need to end it all. Even if you are not running businesses. In some other cases, there are some challenges we face in life, aside from business, that you feel like ending it all, not to talk of you now adding business to it, especially when the business is not just a vendor business, it's like an organization. That makes the threat, that makes the risk, that makes the challenge bigger than usual. So, yes, I can say the major challenge I've seen so far, aside from the usual ones, or getting food spoiled, theft from employees, a case whereby maybe you have a faulty electricity supply, or there's a way your electricity is not functioning well that you have to burn fuel, when we know how things are doing, and customers wouldn't really want to be okay with the fact, or probably understand the fact that the fuel is scarce. That was why you high the price of some of the meals. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes they when you change your menu list, they react. We buy this thing how much outside? We buy it 100 naira outside. Why are you selling this 100 naira here? They won't understand the fact that we pay employees, we pay government in form of tax, we pay environmental people, we pay some other necessary and unnecessary government bills. Despite the fact that we're running a restaurant. And government does not care if you're making your money or not. What they care about is the business is available, right? It's not dead, right? And you have to do what you need to do to them. And that's it about the aspect of government. So yeah, particularly the challenges of theft. It was caused by we programming what we call auditing, which means everything in the company, in the restaurant, would be audited. So that way, we've been able to reduce the level of theft. And in the aspect of losses, we just reorganize ourselves, probably by downsizing the employees to reduce every way by which expenses goes out. Do you understand? Then we downsize them, and we know, okay, this is we have only the useful ones. Do you understand? And once sales start going up, then we get them back. Do you understand? So at the aspect of low sales, that's what we do. And in the aspect of competitors, if you check outside, there's a banner there that marketed other people that do our kind of business. So that is not the usual business ethic, but it's just my own kind of person. I know how hard it is to start a business, correct? And I know I can't have all the customers in the world. Sometimes some people come here and we could actually have a traffic at that moment that there won't be any seat for other people here. So we'd rather just refer them to people see them as competitors, but we see them as colleagues because we understand the fact that it's really not easy to start a business. So what is there in you telling your customers to visit another person as much as you don't have seat again? Have you? So I've had customer. Oh, the German now. So that act alone is an act of kindness, which is rewardable only by God. Do you understand? So in the aspect of competitors, we do not see our people or people that does the kind of business we do as competitors. We see them as colleagues instead. So we don't struggle, we don't stress ourselves. We do our thing, and we as humans, we only try to make things become a reality, right? Only God makes it a reality. So no matter what you do, it can work and it may not work. He has a blessing. In as much as you have a pure mind and you're kind, you love everybody, your thing will come to you no matter what. So majorly that's part of how we treat the issue of competitors, but in a business-oriented way. We try as much as possible to create a niche, which is part of why we have a cinema aside from having a restaurant. I mean, if you check all those places we refer to, those that's our colleague that I said, there's no place that have a cinema there.
Yeah, sure.
None of them have a cinema. We have a cinema here. And most of those places has limited photo shoot galleries. We have abundant one. And here, what's made us a bit different is the fact that we hold events here. We have enough seat that can take up to like 200 to 250 persons at once. Exactly. And having an event here does not cost you a thing except you buy from us. Do you understand? So if you're holding your event here, we won't be collecting a penny from you in as much as you're buying your meals from us. But if you want to outsource the meal, it's as well acceptable. This is what some other colleagues do not accept. They wouldn't accept you to bring in whatever they sell from outside, but we accept it here. Exactly, we accept it here. And on that base, you would have to make a payment per guest. Do you understand the logic? If you are bringing in something, for example, you want to hold a picnic or probably you want to hold an event, maybe reception, anything, and then you're bringing in your meal, it's acceptable. But let's assume we have 100 person that is coming. That means you would have to pay a 50,000. That's 500 per person. Do you understand my point? It should be 500 naira per person. So by paying your 100 Lumawa, you'll be paying 50,000 naira for the whole 100 people. Do you understand? So that way, bring in whatever you want, but we are totally against alcohol. Exactly. We do not accept all of that. That's part of what makes us different from our competitors as well. We are still in the market despite the fact that we are against alcohol. A lot of restaurants can't work with that. No, be more that.
Some of the competitors, some of them do that.
Yeah, a lot of them, not some. All of them work with it. The only person that I think does not work with it is Aisho, which is also a colleague. He is also against alcohol. I don't know if he has included that now, but as of when we had a conversation about the business life and everything, he's against alcohol as well.
Yes.
A lot of our colleagues are into. Why would you even begin a restaurant business without selling alcohol? Not talk of not just a restaurant business. You call it a place of pleasure. People find pleasure in drinking. But we just try to cover our own path away from that sinful aspect because it's against the religion of the owner of this place. So we believe our blessing will still come regardless of if we sell alcohol or not.
I think that answers my question because I wanted to ask you, why didn't you allow it?
Yeah,
But
we
because
we,
you have
we
said
try
it's
to
against-
mix religion with business. Some people would advise business is business. Get your money, do your responsibilities in life, do whatever you need to do in life before death comes. Of course, that's the way it should be. But sometimes, depending on the religion understanding we have, some of us would not want to go directly and treat business exactly the way it's meant to be treated because of the sins that come with it.
How do you stay up to date with the industry trends? How do you stay up to date?
I think that part has been explained as part of my challenges with the whole thing. Industry, people at the industry, we can say part of them are the colleagues that I talk about. Some people see these people as competitors. They see them as a threat in the industry. Now, the government aspect is another part. We need to look at. In the industry, who are those that still disturb? Who are those that still bring you a challenge or a threat? Talk about the government. The money they bring in for you in terms of tax, in terms of advertisement, and all like that. It's sometimes outrageous. And now, what do we have to do? We need to renegotiate. The government will renegotiate with them. If they bring an outrageous bill, we talk to them. This is what it is. This is how it can be. Now let's do it like this. And most time they understand. We are all human. And this part of the world, we are more understanding since we are the Ilorin kind of people. So it makes it a bit easier when we're trying to negotiate with them in terms of the bill they bring for us to pay. And then, like I said earlier, competitors should be part of the industry. Maybe people that feel, that brings you threat and the likes, but then we do not see them as competitors. We see them as colleagues. So yeah, we've just been helped like this through the grace of God, I can say, because you really can't do anything by yourself. Even if you spend your own money in trying to establish a business, it is left to Him to make the business prosperous. If He likes, He may not make it that. So I would just say, in general, the grace of Him has gotten us here and kept us in the industry.
You as an entrepreneur,
Mm,
whenever you are down as an entrepreneur,
mm.
how do you stay positive? How do you motivate yourself? What are the things you do to motivate yourself during times you are down?
Don't let me say the things that I do, because the things that I do will be funny to people.
Why?
Because the things that I do may not be realistic, but it's realistic to me. Everyone that has a business and every human has different concepts of how they deal with depression and things in their life. And you can't expect people to take heed to the advice you give them and in line to what you do when you feel depressed about something. So I would just say we all just need to be prayerful. That's a key word.
So let me ask you my final question. What is your advice to the young entrepreneurs out there?
Young entrepreneurs.
A lot of people don't want to start.
I get your point. I'm just
So what's
trying
your
to,
advice?
I don't know, a lot of people actually want to become an entrepreneur, but they end up becoming a business vendor. Yes, being an entrepreneur is not what you can decide on and conclude that you are within a short period of time. An entrepreneur will go for years ni. Because once you decide that I want to be an entrepreneur, it's a different case but from being a business owner, but only relation to being a business owner. An entrepreneur stays regardless of the problem that comes. An entrepreneur knows when to leave, even if the situation of the business is right. An entrepreneur, the only thing that comes into their head is not how to take a lady out. It's not how to buy Brazilian hair. The only thing that comes into their head is how to multiply their money. How to see the problem you have, think of a solution, and reap money from you.
So thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate everything. Thank you for giving us the audience to do the interview with you. Really appreciate everything. So nice meeting you once again.
My pleasure, sir.
So guys, if you are watching this, please check out their page at the
Place of pleasure
at the place
on Instagram
so
and
they
place
have a
of
lot,
pleasure
they have a lot of things.
on TikTok as well.
Please check their page out. And also if you are watching this, click over hit the red subscribe button, click the notification bell, and please comment on the section below. So guys, we are going to see you on our next video. Thank you.